It's time to set the field for Sunday's race here at the Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. It's a beautiful day weather-wise. 46 teams and drivers here for 43 positions. It's the first road course event of 2010. 72 degrees, 0% chance of rain here in wine country, the Sonoma Valley. And hi, everybody. Steve Burns, Larry McReynolds, and DW Darrell Waltrip. And now, Darrell, you can win from deep in the field. Juan Pablo Montoya did it from 32nd, but just like any other track, you want to be up front.
Yeah, and Steve, the tough part about a road course is, particularly when you get ready to qualify, is you cannot make a mistake. I mean, you can miss a turn, but you don't want to run off the racetrack. You run off the racetrack, your lap is over with. You don't take two here, and so you got a big problem. Got to stay on the black part. That was something that took a while for me to learn. I didn't know these things were paved for years.
Black is good. Brown is bad.
But, you know, honestly, to his point, for the top 35 in owner points, that's pretty critical because certainly those guys are trying to win a pole. But just think about it, those 11 drivers that are go or go home. As Darrell mentioned, you don't get 2 laps here. You get 1 lap, 11 turns, 10 to 11 shifts, heavy braking 4 or 5 times. If those guys just put one wheel off this racetrack, it's over 2,000 miles back to Charlotte, North Carolina. They will not make the show.
Jeff Burton will be the first driver to qualify, the quickest, the Aussie Marcus Ambrose. When we come back, we'll see Jeff Burton, Sam Hornish Jr., Marcus Ambrose, and Jamie McMurray. Stay with us here on Speed. Speed's presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying from Infineon Raceway is presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 footlong subs to choose from. Enjoy amazing value at Subway all day, every day. And brought to you in part by Dish Network. Why would you ever pay more for TV? Getting set for the start of qualifying here on the Infineon Raceway. Let's go to Jeff Hammond.
Yeah, I'm down here on the grid with Jeff Gordon. And Jeff, you pretty much have ruled this place. And a second ago, I seen you over talking to Matthias Elkstrom, the driver of the Red Bull car. Were you giving some instructions or just telling him to stay on the course?
No, I just wanted to see how he's liking all that power and very little grip. So he said that he was having a lot of fun, and they're very challenging. But it's great to have him here, and he's a tremendous talent. You know, I've raced with him over at the Race of Champions over in Europe, so very cool to have him here. And you know, our DuPont Chevy's pretty good. I'm hoping we can get it a little bit better and you know, put I don't know how many corners there are here. I always lose track because for some reason we go from 4 to 7. So I want to say there's 11, but I know there's not. But I'm excited to see what we've got. It's hard to get grip. And heating the tires here early on. So I think you're going to see a lot of people slipping and sliding around today, which should be exciting.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff Hammond and Jeff Burton. The first driver out in his Caterpillar Chevrolet.
Jeff Hammond, Jeff Gordon, and Jeff Burton all at one time.
Now, this is one of the things we talked about in the practice show. In fact, Jeff Burton was one of the cars we followed. Is they basically come onto the racetrack about halfway down through the S's. You do not run a full lap prior to taking the green flag. So if you did that in practice, you could get deceived because of just heating the tires.
But Steve, you already just coming off turn 11 down there, you already saw Burton. I mean, that back end kicked out coming down here to get the green. I think that's what Jeff Gordon is talking about. Can't get enough heat in your tires coming to get the green.
Darrell, is there a place or places on this racetrack where you can be more aggressive?
Well, you know what I always thought about this place is from the start-finish line all the way up to turn 7. Those are areas where you really can't make a lot of time. Where you make time is from turn 7, flying down through these S's around turn 9 into 11. That's where you make time.
Yeah, when they get down here to the end of the S's, going into what I actually call turn 10, you are absolutely carrying the mail, and it never fails. We see someone get off the track right there.
In 16 starts here at the Infineon Raceway, Jeff Burton has led just 3 laps.
Steve, you can see all that camber in that left front tire, too. That thing is really cambered in. I guess that's probably about 8 degrees if I was just guessing.
Which is the most that you can run in one of the front tires, but that really helps the front end bite. There were a lot of guys adding camber to their front tires in practice.
You know, a little trick we used to do? for qualifying only. Take a lot of the camber out, stand the wheels straight up, because the car would brake straighter, not pull one way or another.
Jeff Burton lost almost a second from what he ran in practice earlier.
Up next, Sam Hornish Jr., Marcus Ambrose, who was the quickest, and Jamie McMurray. Sam Hornish in the midst of his qualifying attempt here at the Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. Jeff Burton put the first lap on the board at a 77.623.
Man,
smoke.
Whoa, hang on to her, Sam.
That's exactly where we were talking about a while ago.
Yeah.
You're carrying so much speed into that right-hander, what we call turn 10.
There's two ways to run that corner. One, you can downshift. You come down through the S's in high gear. You get to turn 9 or 10, whichever one you want to call it back here. You can either shift to third and slow the car down, or you can run through there in high gear.
And he was well on pole till he got over in that area of the racetrack.
Let's take a look at Sam's run. He's the second driver. He's slower than Jeff Burton.
There's turn 10. He just gets in here so hot. He's got the car's not going to turn when he got the wheels locked up, so he had to get off the brake, and then the thing just takes off here with him.
Just way too much speed.
This is when you say, I don't care what my lap time is. I just don't want to wreck.
Right. Yeah.
Well, here we go, boys. Marcus Ambrose was fastest in practice.
Should be the man right here.
Larry mentioned during practice, DW, Marcus Ambrose, 27 wins in 2 years back in Australia in the V8 Supercar Series, exclusively road courses.
He's had some great runs already in the Cup car, you know, on the road courses. Should have won by now, but I look for him to have a great, strong run here and a good weekend.
Now his time in practice was 1:16.375. He actually made a couple of practice qualifying runs, and they almost mirrored each other near the end of that practice.
2 wins in the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Watkins Glen.
Just that one, just the way he got into turn 7 right there. You hear the engine rev, matching the RPM. He does that heel and toe thing where you got the heel on the brake, the toe on the gas. Really does help you get into a corner without upsetting the car. Now, right down through here, this is where a really good road racer can get through here, and he's making time, see?
You can see right there, he is almost right at a second quicker than Jeff Burton to this point.
Whoa, now, that didn't help things much. A little overdrive in that corner, but he got through turn 10 so fast, probably got it into turn 11 there just a little too hot.
Still going to be a great lap for Marcus.
76.809, 93.270 miles per hour.
He was going to back up his practice lap had that not have happened down in turn 11.
Yeah.
Also joining us today, Phil Parsons.
Thanks, Steve. I'm standing here with Jeff Burton, who had the misfortune of being the first car out. But, Jeff, you were telling me just a minute ago, just had no front grip the first half of the lap.
Yeah, I just had trouble getting going, and then that kind of hurt my confidence later. I think my car was a little better than I was the second half of the lap. The first half of the lap, I don't know if being the first car out was bad or not. I just don't know, but I just had trouble getting going.
All 3 RCR cars in the top 6 in practice, though. You guys look like you have a good package.
Yeah, I felt really good going into Q there, and we just either I screwed up or we just didn't adjust like we needed to. The car was really good in Q practice, and we didn't change anything, and that's what I wanted them to do. So I may not have just gotten what I needed to get. I just had trouble getting on my line, and I don't know. It's I'm the only one driving it, so.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Up to you, Steve.
Thank you, Phil. Jamie McMurray, the 2007 pole sitter here at the Infineon Raceway.
This car it's sliding around. It's like the nose is sliding, getting in the corner, the back is sliding off the corner.
Larry, he said during practice that felt like the track was really slick.
Yeah, and you know, we actually just had the NASCAR K&M Pro Series that were out there qualifying, and they use a little bit different tire. And sometimes it can take 4, 5, 6 cars into this qualifying session to kind of get this rubber that we've got on the Sprint Cup Series cars down.
You really don't have any trouble getting heat in the right side tires or the left side tires. It's the right sides that give you trouble. That's why you can't get hooked up too good, because there's no opportunity to really scuff those right side tires in. Got out of there pretty good.
He did get out of there pretty good, even though he lost a little time on the tracker.
Second quick for Jamie McMurray.
Hey, Darrell, he and his wife Christy, expecting a baby in December.
Man, babies everywhere. It's cool, though. I like it.
Coming up, A.J. Allmendinger and Joey Logano. A.J. Allmendinger finished 7th here 1 year ago. He is the 5th driver to qualify.
He was 19th quickest in that hour-and-a-half practice that we had.
I don't think we've really seen, of course, we've only had 5 cars go out so far, but nobody's made what I call a flawless lap yet. Everybody's pretty much had an error here or there around the course.
Darrell, I would imagine this would be a tough place to have a flawless lap.
It really is. Because of the tires, trying to get them to come in for you the way you want them to. And then just the pressure. Well, you hear him wheel hop just a little bit. That means he got in that corner a little too hard on the brakes.
Well, you're going from 3rd to 2nd to 1st, plus hard on the brakes.
All that trying to match up those RPM and not get the back end jumping up and down. Pretty hard to do.
Allmendinger's 2nd quick, and we go to Phil Parsons with the guy who is quickest.
Marcus Ambrose, looked like you had a heck of a lap going till you got to center of turn 11.
Yeah, I did. I just made a mistake and carried too much speed. Actually, got my right foot caught between the brake and the throttle. Just carried a lot of momentum in. Couldn't make a turn, but I'm kicking myself. You know, I don't like making mistakes, and we had a great car. We're not going to get the pole with that lap, but at least we're in the front half of the field, and we'll be ready to rock and roll for Sunday.
All right, thank you, Marcus. Looking to turn this season around here at Infineon. Steve?
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. Joey Logano up next. One start here. He finished 19th.
One thing that helped Joey a lot here is the car he's driving. Because those guys, the Zippy and those guys, you know, they put together a winning car here for Tony Stewart.
Twice.
And so I think he's got a big advantage there, and just those guys knowing what kind of car to give him.
You know, it's hard to believe that what he accomplished at Kentucky last weekend has never happened in the Nationwide Series. A driver's first 3 starts at a particular track, all 3 poles, all 3 wins, first time it's ever happened in the Nationwide Series.
I read Joey said, I never envisioned winning there once, much less 3 times in a row.
Yeah, he sat on the pole by close to a half a second last weekend, I think, in qualifying.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. I mean, he blew him out of the water. Hear the old tires crying. They just don't have enough heat on it to get them to hook up like you'd like for them to.
You know, I know we watched Jamie McMurray qualify a while ago in the 1 car, and we were talking to Jamie earlier today, Darrell, and he said, honestly, he said he knows it's the same for everybody, but going out on the racetrack halfway through the S's, he said you're really not in a rhythm by the time you get to the start-finish line to take the green flag.
Logano across the start-finish line, 3rd of 6 drivers.
Whoa, baby, whoa.
Get her woe down. Coming up, Matthias Ekstrom, Jeff Gordon, and Juan Pablo Montoya. Back at the Infineon Raceway, Sprint Cup qualifying continues. Matthias Ekstrom, the first Scandinavian to compete in a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race in the number 83 car. Casey Mears was released from that ride this week. Reed Sorensen will be in it next week. Let's go to Jeff Hammond.
Down here, Martin Truex Jr. Martin, you were at the top of the list. You wound up about 10th quick, and you've been talking to your teammate. I call him your teammate, Marcus Ambrose. Did he give you some pointers, and what does it look like for you today?
Well, not so many pointers, really. We were just kind of comparing our cars, and, you know, I was fighting a specific problem, and I was just trying to figure out if he was too, you know, and try to see how he kind of went about dealing with the problem that we were having. So he's really, really good here. He's probably one of the best guys there is, and so it's good to have him to lean on as a teammate and help with the car setup and all that good stuff.
All right, good luck today, guys.
Boy, this guy, Ekstrom, he's got his hands full. I'm telling you, he is sliding all over the place.
But you know what, Darrell, till he got to the end of the chute in turn 7, which starts the run through the S's, he actually had a pretty solid lap going. But once you get off up there, you never get on rhythm through the S's.
No, because, Larry, it's a setup. You got to be in the right position as you clip the corner, those apexes of those corners coming through the S's. You get on the wrong side of that thing, it messes up your whole lap.
Well, tonight, the ultimate Friday night house party heads west here in wine country as NASCAR prepares for its first road course event of the season. And we're here as Marcus Ambrose and Robbie Gordon stop by trackside tonight, 8:30 Eastern, and it's only on speed.
I think we got one of those ex-49ers
Roger
stopping
Craig.
by, don't we?
He's got 3 Super Bowl rings. I think he's the Grand Marshal on Sunday.
Well, I would say that the benchmark got set for Grand Marshals last week in Michigan with those Adam Sadler and Kevin James.
It took 2 of them to do it, but they did take it to another level.
Yes, they did.
You know, whether you liked it or not, it was kind of fun to watch.
It was entertaining, yes, sir.
And they didn't just walk up there and decide they were going to do that right at the last minute either. They've been working on that little deal.
Well, Jeff Gordon, a 5-time winner here, also a 5-time pole sitter. He's led 427 laps.
I got to believe this could be one of those hey, watch this laps. Didn't look good there, though. Hey, watch this. He locked up that left front getting in there. Locked up the right there. Ooh, that wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Didn't seem to hurt him too bad at all.
Well, he cut half the corner off. Down through here is this just makes all the difference in the world. Can you get down through here and get into this turn 10 back here?
He's normally pretty good through turn 11. That could be a huge difference for him.
Right now, he's looking pretty darn good. See what he does here. If he can get in here, out a little wide, that's a good road course entry there, driver entry. Putting the power down.
He made sure he didn't overdrive the entrance, and I think that's going to be the difference right there.
All right, get slowed down here. Get slowed down.
That does it, 76.690.
Darrell, he made sure he eased that thing in 11 and let that thing roll before he tried to pick that throttle up.
I think one of the things, if you can do what he did up there at turn 7, let's watch him. He gets it.
Nice job, guys. Nice job.
Got the right front locked up, but watch. He got up on that curve, but Larry, it didn't throw him out of line. It really helped him get through there a lot better. He used the curve to turn the car.
Yeah, he was still in the right position to start the run through the S's.
Mentioned that Juan Pablo Montoya won here in 2007 from the 32nd starting position.
I know they were never very happy with this car in practice, though. In fact, his first run, he said, guys, it's total junk.
A piece of junk, I believe, was his quote.
Yeah, he ended up 14th quickest when it was all said and done.
I bet they fixed it. They got enough buddies down there, and with Juan's experience on the road course and Brian Patty's aggressiveness, they probably make this car pretty good for him qualifying.
You know, Darrell, when you watch just qualifying, when you're focusing on one car, you can really see how they sling that car around.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of a dirt track feel on a road course. You've got that back end hung out all the time when you're coming out through the S's particularly and swinging that thing around some of these corners. And you use the gas really to get the car to stay under control, to stay with you. You've got to lay off the brakes.
He didn't really start the S's that great. He had a pretty good lap going until he got to the chute in turn 7, and he just lost a little bit up there at the top side of the S's.
He's down in here hard and fast, though. See if it pays off. He really picked up some time getting in that corner. If he can get up off of there, he did gain a little bit, I think.
Like he's probably going to be about 3rd quickest when it's all said and done here, and that's what he will be, 3rd quickest at a minute 16.913.
He's very aggressive getting into turn 11. I mean, he drove it in there probably about as hard as anybody's has so far. But again, the S's look like it might have been his Achilles heel.
But we're definitely starting to see guys pick up from what they ran in practice.
This is cool air right here. I mean, that's just good thing they didn't put that wall any further out there than it is. Everybody here had hit it.
Scott Speed last year failed to qualify. Right, was it the last corner, wasn't it, Larry? And he was safely in and overdrove.
That turn 10, just where we saw, I think it was Jeff Burton or Sam Hornish get in trouble earlier. Yeah.
Like, I think it was Rick Hendrick told me one time I had a really fast car here, and I messed up the last turn. He said, it was really getting good to you until that corner there, wasn't it, DW?
Larry, you know who has the most poles in road course racing all time?
I do not. Would it be Darrell Waltrip?
The guy next to you.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Wow. 9.
Yeah, I tell you, this is the most fun you can have as a driver, is on a road course.
Well, Darrell, we talked about that in the practice show, how it's a mindset. Some guys love it. They think it's fun. Other guys don't care for it at all.
I think I always compared it to short track racing. I mean, you know, the way you approach the corners, easy sometime, and, you know, you got to get it turned through the center. And that's how I always kind of approach a road course. It's a short track where you shifted gears.
But, Steve, just the amount of effort that teams and drivers, just look at what Jimmie Johnson has done this year. He ran the Rolex 24-hour race at Daytona. 2 weeks ago, he flew to Watkins Glen for that 6-hour Rolex race over there. So drivers and teams are working hard to improve their road racing.
Well, the cars have come so far. I mean, these cars today, I mean, they have a lot of road race stuff built into them that we never had. The gearboxes are almost bulletproof now. The brakes are huge. Things that we had to baby, these guys can just try to tear up if they want to.
Scott Speed, the sixth overall of 10 drivers who have qualified. Up next, we're going to see Dale Earnhardt Jr., David Rudiman, and Tony Stewart.
Now, I'll be really anxious to see what kind of lap he can lay down, which I'm sure Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Lance McGrew will be as well. He was 45th out of the 46 cars, but they found something near the end of practice that was a miss in the rear end housing.
You know, Larry, we always talk about every racetrack we go to coming to get the green, how important that is. And it's no more important anywhere else than it is right here. Getting around turn 11 and getting a good run down here to take the green flag helps your lap a whole lot.
Carries that speed all the way up to the top of the hill.
And I think that's back to what you said, like Jeff Gordon or somebody, maybe Jamie McMurray. You can't really get in a rhythm in that little short period of time coming to get the green.
You know, one thing I also learned, Darrell, is that these guys with the gear ratios that are available, because there's really no rule with the transmission ratios with the exception fourth gear has to be 1-to-1, and with 3 options with the rear end gear, the guys are shifting a lot less. Right now, when you get to the top of the hill at turn 2, a lot of them are staying in second gear all the way over to the S's.
Well, you know, Earnhardt had a gearbox that he raced here, and a lot of guys went to it later on. He ran almost the whole course in third gear. Hardly ever shifted. And that was a huge advantage, because most of us guys that are round track racers, we're not real smooth on shifting. That's where the road racers, the ringers, have always had a huge advantage. They could use the gearbox to help them. We used it to hurt us most of the time.
It's going to be an okay lap for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Be anxious to see what it felt like to him. 7th quickest.
7th of 11. Coming up, David Rudiman, Tony Stewart, and Clint Bowyer. Bowyer was very quick in practice. David Rudiman on track, the 12th driver to qualify. Everybody's gunning for Jeff Gordon. Let's go to Phil Parsons.
Standing by with Jeff Gordon and Juan Pablo Montoya. 1st and 3rd, Jeff. You said your car was pretty good.
Well, it was better than I thought it was going to be. You know, in practice, really struggled getting heat into the tires. And the first corner, it stuck pretty good. I said, oh, well, you know, we made some improvements here. So, you know, it's a solid lap. I mean, there's definitely always areas on a road course you feel like you could have done better. And as we got further and further around the lap, I got looser and looser. But when I heard the time, I was extremely happy.
When you and Juan were talking, Juan, you said your car in the S's was just, the back end was going every which way.
Yeah, we made some changes and we improved this part, you know, the slow part, but just at high speed, we're just way too loose. I'm actually surprised that when they gave me a lap time, I'm like, is it 16 or 17? I'm not, you know what I mean, am I good or am I a second off?
Thank you, guys. Good luck tomorrow. Back to you, Steve.
Thank you, Phil. This team has put in a lot of effort in their road course program. David Rudiman with Michael Waltrip Racing.
Yeah, David is just, you know, he's struggled on the road course here. Again, the tires just squealing as he goes around turn 10 there. He's struggled on the road courses. He knows that. This is his Achilles heel. He's really put a lot of effort into trying to get better, but it's hard for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, they went up to VIR, he and Ambrose, and used a lot of practice time in a 2-seater, and then David actually came out here a couple of weeks ago and ran a late model around this place for 2 days.
David Rudiman 10th overall of 12 drivers who have clocked in.
It's so foreign when you try to drive a road course. It's like being a right-handed batter and you decide you're going to try to bat left-handed. it just really throws you off.
Well, tomorrow the Rolex Sports Car Series slams into Mid-Ohio, where the GT points battle is tight. Don't miss the Rolex Sports Car Series live from Mid-Ohio tomorrow at 5 Eastern, only on Speed.
All kinds of road racing going on this weekend.
Yeah, man.
See Tony Stewart's numbers, second only to Jeff Gordon in all-time wins on road courses.
But one thing I noticed, like coming into 11 here, coming to get to green, Tony really worked his car a lot. I mean, it looked ugly. It was loose and sliding around. But I think he's just trying to get some heat in those tires and get that new buffed off of them.
You know, Darrell, we were talking up at the TV compound after practice. He even made a mock qualifying run, it appeared, and still only 32nd quickest. But that was all said and done, so this is looking like a pretty sporty lap for Tony.
Yeah, you know what, Larry? You know, you've been here enough to know that you can be terrible in practice, but when you put 4 tires on, tape these things up and tell the driver go have at it, try to tear it up, that's what they always told me. You can pick up a lot of time here. I picked up a second and didn't know how I did it.
You can see right there, he's all about 2.5 tenths faster.
Whoa.
Now that's going to maybe, didn't really, yeah, now from there on, that's where you start losing time. It didn't lose time right at that area, but it's from there on.
It's loose right here. See, he's loose here too. Got away with it, but a little bit loose.
Those tires are screaming, aren't they?
They are.
Now he definitely eased it down into turn 11, but let's see what he can do off the corner.
I think he may have been a little too ginger there.
Yep, he's not going to make it back up.
I think the car really started getting loose through the S's. Then it got real loose here coming into turn 10, and I think that's what happened to him. He got loose at the end of his run.
Let's take another look at Tony Stewart, 3rd overall in his Chevrolet, Office Depot Chevrolet.
This was about halfway down through the S's.
You can see how loose he is here, and this really started his trouble. See how out of line you are to make the S's when you get on the wrong side of the racetrack. You can't clip the corners the way you need to. You can't straighten the S's out.
Let's go to Jeff Hammond as Clinton Bowyer fires it up.
Steve, I'm down here with Jimmy Johnson. And Jimmy, when it comes to road racing, I know you want to get you a win, but you got to start maybe with a pole run first. How's this 48 car today?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. We've been consistent and smooth, and I think if I can go out and back up my time from practice, I'll be sitting in good shape for a good top 5 qualifying run. We'd love to get the pole, but we've been fast here before. The key for us this weekend is to be fast at the end of a fuel run. So that's what we're really going to focus on tomorrow, and hopefully we've got it right for the slows and Paula.
Clint Bowyer, DW was top 6 in practice. All of the RCR cars were good.
Yeah, you know, if you said who's a good road racer, I don't know that I would point at Clinton Bowyer, but obviously from his practice speed and pretty much his qualifying run, if he doesn't get messed up here through the S's like we've seen a bunch of them do, he's looking pretty 40 right now.
Top 5s in 2 of his last 3 races here.
Yeah, see, he's way out of line again coming through the S's, and it really hurts you on the entry right here.
He almost overdrove turn 10. He got by with it.
I think what these guys, it reminds me of, they've worked so hard on the tight part of the course, from start-finish line up to turn 7. Those are tight parts of the course where the car really has to turn.
And slow speed.
And it's slow. And what they're forgiving, what they're losing is the high-speed part down through the S's into turn 10.
Bowyer's time good enough for 7th of 14 drivers. When we come back, Elliott Sadler, Martin Truex Jr., and Matt Kenseth. Elliott Sadler has 11 starts here at Infineon. Pretty good record, top 10 finishes in 5 of those races.
Got a bit of trouble right there. He looked again like through the slow part of the course, the car was pretty good, but when you get over here in the high-speed part where you got to really be able to hook it up, lost a little bit there.
Elliott just signed a 10-race deal with JR Motorsports to run that 88 Nationwide Series car for Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting at Loudon next week.
He got through 10, about as good as anybody I've seen so far. He'll get up off of here. Sounds like he's getting the power down pretty good.
It's going to be a decent lap, I think, for Elliott.
7th overall of 15, Jeff Hammond.
Yeah, I've caught up with his teammate, Casey Kane. Your teammate, Elliott Sadler, just qualified 7th, but you're defending race champion here, Casey. How's it going so far this week?
So far, it was good today. I felt like race practice, a few runs, and then switched to qualifying, and we had a couple good ones. I probably gave a little bit up my second run. There's a couple mistakes here and there, so hopefully I can pick up in the Budweiser Ford and have a solid starting spot for Sunday. That's always seems to be a pretty big help here.
Well, good luck with your run. And Phil Parsons, I think somebody just completed theirs.
Yep, sure did, Jeff Hammond. Tony Stewart, you picked up a second from practice. You were 32nd quickest in practice. Now, your teammate Ryan Newman was third. Did you share some information?
Well, yeah, I mean, we were pretty close anyway. We just hadn't had time to switch over. We were still working in race trim, and we kind of ran out of time at the end of the practice session to switch over and do a qualifying run. So we kind of just did a cold turkey today.
Did pretty good, too.
I'll take it.
All right, thanks, Tony. Back up to you, Steve.
Phil Martin Truex Jr. in the 56 car, the Napa Toyota, was pretty quick in practice.
So far, so good, too, on this run.
He was 10th overall, his quickest lap in practice.
From here on out, right here on now is where you really are going to see who can make up time and who can get the pole.
And he, too, has been working very closely with Marcus Ambrose up there at VIR, and Martin did qualify 6th here a year ago.
So far, this is the best-looking lap I've seen. It's clean all the way. Got a little kick out right there, but not enough to hurt anything. That's what you really want. He's in position coming through the S's, using the aprons like you want to. Slips her through there pretty nicely. I like the way this is looking. If he can get down here now, don't overdrive his corner, get her woed up.
Tracker likes it too, DW.
Whoa, he got the back end out right there. That may have been just enough to kill it.
Yeah, he couldn't get the power.
Too much brake. Probably just a little too much brake on riding it down in the corner there. He had it. That's such a shame.
4th overall. Looked like he had a pole run going.
It's just so hard to tie the whole lap together. It's tough.
He got through.
Yeah, I lost it in 11.
Yeah.
I got loose.
He just got through 10 so well. If he could have just backed that corner up a little bit. Watch, he gets through here good, man. The power's down. He's coming. And here it's just too much rear brake. Gets the back end of the car stepped out right there. See how the back end, you see the front wheels wiggling, and it was just maybe a little too much rear brake getting in there, and plus he was a little aggressive entering that corner. Right there, it just kind of steps around with him, and that's all it takes.
That difference right now in the pole and 4th.
Still a nice lap.
Matt Kenseth, not known for his road racing prowess, just one top 10 finish here in 10 starts.
You know, of the 22 tracks on our schedule, of course, Matt's been around since about 2000. This is the only track on the Cup schedule he's never led a lap at.
Remember the year he won the championship, they brought 2 cars out here to test. Didn't like either one of them. They built a brand new car.
But I think Matt's one of those guys that almost has that mindset that he just does not like road racing, especially at this particular one, at Infineon.
Get Todd over and work on him a little bit. Maybe Todd needs to quit working on the car and work on the driver. Well, what do you think?
Sometimes at a road course, that'll do wonders.
Yeah, Todd Parrott's not shy about that.
No, sir.
Yeah, he'll go over and grab by the car and say, let me explain something to you.
Yep.
Daryl, he actually got a little bit loose on the braking in turn 11, and that took him from being maybe 12th or 13th all the way to one of the slowest of the session so far.
Matt, 15th overall of 17 drivers who have clocked in. Coming up, we're going to have Ryan Newman, Kevin Conway, and Paul Menard.
Listen, when I talk about positioning in the S's, what you've got to do is you got to be able to clip these corners. You got to line up off of turn 7 up there, and you got to be able to almost try to make a straight line. You got to clip it here and clip it here, and then come down here. And when you come around, you want to be able to go back over this way, and so you can set up for the entrance into turn 10 down here. You've got to be in the right position to make time down through those S's. If you get off the wrong side of the racetrack, you can't get it back.
You know, this may be a cat we watch pretty close because Ryan Newman in this 39 car was 3rd quickest in practice earlier.
46 Sprint Cup Series poles, but no front row starts in 16 road course races. But again, Larry, to your point, he's become a pretty fair road racer. Finished 2nd here in 2006.
Tell you what I like about this car. It actually looks like it's in the racetrack. It's got an attitude about it. It just looks sucked down really, really well.
He was a little off at the beginning of the S's, but it didn't look like it hurt him that bad. But now he's starting to lose a little ground down through here.
Again, Larry, he pushed off to the wrong side of the track there. It hurt him in that little short S there. And now he's coming down here. Let's see if he can get it back. I like the way it looks right here, back in the throttle and not using up a lot of racetrack.
He's flirting with it as long as he can get through the middle.
Nah, back in. He's come around again. Same thing's happened the last couple of times.
Yeah, he lost a bunch from the middle off of turn 11.
That back end is just kicked out there, and you got to wait on it to bite before he can go, and it's killed his lap time.
Newman, 5th overall. Coming up, Kevin Conway, Paul Menard, and Jimmy Johnson. Stay with us here on Speed. Paul Menard on the racetrack in his 98 Ford. Kevin Conway just finished his qualifying run. There you see him in the 34 car, the slowest of 19 drivers who have clocked in.
Now, as we're watching Paul Menard in that 98 car, remember he, Carl Edwards in the 99, as well as Brad Keselowski in the 12. This will be their last laps on this racetrack until they take the green flag on Sunday, because they will be leaving here as soon as qualifying's over, headed to Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the Nationwide Series race. Those 3 drivers doing the double duty this weekend.
And Paul's got a great shot up there, you know, at Elkhart Lake, because he's won there actually in the late model race. I think it was the first win he ever had.
And he was fast in those 2 practice sessions yesterday. He and Carl Edwards both.
Oh, man. Kicking up some wheel spin there.
Now, we will see this car on the racetrack tomorrow doing some fuel mileage checks, transmission brakes. Bill Elliott will actually come out here and run this car a few laps, as well as Carl Edwards' 99 car.
Girl's digging pretty good, really. He's got good position down through the S's.
He was 8th quickest in practice.
See how he gets through here. Not bad.
You know, Darrell, we've been talking a lot about the merger that went on kind of between Yates Racing and Richard Petty Motorsports. This car here is a brand new car, untested. That's one of the Richard Petty Motorsports chassis.
And they are different. I mean, that's what I've been told anyway, that the cars that they were building over there are a little bit different in the design in the front end.
8th overall for Paul Menard. By the way, Jeff Gordon, if he can hang on to the pole position, it will be his 69th career pole, tying him with Cale Yarborough for 3rd all-time.
Well, he's already dodged some pretty big bullets. I mean, there's certainly more to come, but he's dodged a bunch of them.
Jimmy Johnson finished 4th here. Last year, his best finish at Infineon since 2002 when he started.
Darrell, you can tell those tires had 0 heat in them when he went through turn 11. The front was sliding and the rear was sliding.
For today's run. Let's go up to
Little dip right there. You really dive off onto that right front. Then here you come up over the top of that corner there, heading down the hill here. When you come around 3 there, you just can't even see the bottom of the hill. Whoa, he lost a bunch of time right there.
Whoa.
Matter of fact, man, I thought he was going to lose a whole race car.
He slid that left front, almost overdrove it, and then the car just washed out with him.
Did that Jeff Gordon dive over that turn 7, though, up over the curb there. Used that to turn the car. Let's see if he can get down through here without making any mistakes.
He actually started losing a little bit right here halfway down through the S's, but's picked it back up a little bit.
Got a good entry here, like we got around the corner getting here to 10. Got into the power heavy there off of turn 10. No mistake here if the back end stays under him, doesn't kick out. Looking pretty good here, Larry. I like this thing. It's coming to the line. It's got good power down. It's got good forward bite.
Oh, he's in good shape.
He's got it.
Good shape. About 3/10 faster than his teammate Jeff Gordon.
76.368. So that does, in fact, make Jimmy Johnson the fastest, and Russell takes down his Jeff Gordon note.
Now, this was probably about the ugliest part of this qualifying lap, Darrell. You were talking about it right here coming down into the beginning of the chute.
Yeah, but, you know, there's a lot of runoff area right there, obviously. I was just kidding about the wall. You know, obviously the wall is right where it's always been. But if they didn't have that runoff area right there, I don't know what these guys would do. Wreck, I guess.
He slid that right front just a little bit getting in there.
Looked good, though. Kind of exciting.
21 drivers have qualified. Jimmie Johnson is the quickest. Can Carl Edwards get him? We'll find out. Trouble for David Reagan on his qualifying attempt.
Well, Brent.
But I'm going to tell you what, guys, till that right there, he was on a pole run.
The car looked so good, but then, again, that was through the slow, tight part of the course. When he got into the high-speed S's, the car was just too loose with him. Watch, the back end gets out. Sure, he thought he was probably going to be able to save it, but not today. Pretty heavy impact into the tire barrier there. Those tires will tear a car all to pieces.
Just right there, you can see the back end start to come around with him. Yeah, Donnie Wingo and them, I'm sure they'll be unloading tomorrow's practice.
See his hands back and forth.
But we were talking, he was pretty good in practice and had a great run going up to that point.
Now look how quickly that roof flap came up too. I like that.
Jeff Hammond standing by with one of his teammates.
I'm Steve. I'm standing by with Carl Edwards, who signed an autograph for one of his young fans down here on pit road. And
how proud he is.
Yeah, he's really proud of his T-shirt and his autograph he just got right there from you. Busy weekend for you, big boy. A lot of work going on here, but also you got to get ready to jump on an airplane in a minute and go back. And it'll be the last time you're going to be in this number 99 that we drop the green flag on Sunday.
Yeah, we got some things we're going to try with our Aflac Fusion tomorrow, but it's just going to have to be Bill Elliott. He's going to have to just go out there and run a little bit and work with Bob, and hopefully we can figure out a couple little things. But just it's fun to be able to run a couple road courses in one weekend. Pretty excited about that Fast and All Fusion tomorrow. It was really fast in practice. I mean, I've been watching the broadcast, and it just got to be a perfect lap to be good here. So I'm trying real hard to think about how smooth to be and not to mess up, and hopefully still get a fast lap.
Do you think any of that practice you had at Road America came here today? Would it make it easier as far as getting going today?
Yeah, for sure. I think it helped a lot. And my guys been working pretty hard. We tested a little bit, and we've been working hard at this road course thing. So hopefully it pays off. But I did feel pretty good getting in the car. I felt like I was already up to speed. So in that way, it's helped.
Good luck this weekend. Safe travels. Steve?
Jeff Hammond isn't sweating a bit.
No.
More interviews, Hammond. Come on.
I think he should still go in that Toyota Tundra.
Who's that carrying his pack anyway?
Kurt Busch in a Miller Lite Dodge, Blue Deuce. Pretty good numbers here at Infineon. 9 starts, 3 top 5s. Not a bad road racer, DW.
No, sir. This car is going to be good, I guarantee. And got the old vortex. See, what's making this car good is, and I don't know if the fans at home will realize it or not, it's that vortex. That theory is working, man.
That all started at the All-Star race. It started there.
It's just been going.
Larry, I thought the vortex theory had to do with rain.
Well, not at a road course. Not at a road course.
Oh, yeah. Cranking it out. Spinning it. The vortex theory is applicable to a lot of different situations.
You're full of it.
Really? I had no idea.
You tried to be so sincere.
I thought I had you fooled.
No, not at all.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, for a car that was 20th quickest in practice, pretty good lap by this two car.
I like that around
that. Loose through 10.
Easy now, easy. A little too hot right there. Got the tires smoking, the wheels bouncing. He's trying, though. I give him credit.
He's still got that power down pretty good. It's going to be a good lap for this two car. He's going to be right between the two Hendrick cars, it looks like.
Ooh, yes, sir. Second.
Hello.
Phil Parsons standing by with Jimmie Johnson.
First of all, I was listening to you and Chad, and both of you sound surprised with your lap.
Yeah, we didn't expect that. I mean, we certainly hoped for it. I knew that I didn't have a clean lap in practice, and we made some small changes. So, definitely impressed with the lap that we had in the Lowe's Impala today. From inside the car, I wasn't sure it was going to be all that quick. It had great forward bite, but I just wasn't turning as well as I had hoped, and I guess it was good enough, and we had a great lap in.
You had to stand here and watch Kurt, though, before we got ready to do this interview to make sure he didn't beat you.
Yeah, I've watched enough TV to know when you go to commercial and you come back to the guy that's on pole, the next guy outbeats him. So I thought I was going to have that curse on me, and luckily Kurt went slower. So I'm going to get the heck out of here before the next guy finishes up and has a chance to knock me off.
All right, good luck Sunday.
Thanks.
Back to you, Steve.
Thank you, Phil. Regan Smith, it's his first road course effort in the last 3 years.
But you know, what Jimmy said really is what you want to try to do as a road racer. He said, I wasn't real good in, but I was pretty good off. You don't need to be real good in. You don't need to overdrive the corner. Get out of it, let it roll up in there without a lot of brake, but accelerate hard forward, and that's how you make a great lap.
Boy, getting into that last corner, Regan Smith really slid that right front tire, a little bit like what we saw in Jimmy Johnson earlier. This has the makings of a pretty good lap for the young man, though.
I don't know, this car just looks like it's a little bit out of control. A little bit, maybe it's even a lot out of control. It's just sliding around a lot, Larry.
I think it's another one of those cars, high-speed stuff, just way too loose. And I think Montoya told us that they got it pretty good in the slow-speed stuff, too loose for the high-speed.
What you don't realize is when you start from turn 7, you're going downhill. You're coming down the hill through those S's, and you're picking up a lot more speed than you realize you are. You're probably doing 130, 40 mile an hour down through those S's.
Regan Smith, 18th overall. Sunday, NASCAR race day on Corks. Some Father's Day fun in the wine country of Sonoma as Kyle Busch joins the team live and Jeff Gordon discusses his drive for a 5th championship. NASCAR race day built by the Home Depot, live from Infineon Sunday at 12 Eastern, only on Speed and with DW.
I'll be there, bud. Had a lot of fun last week. Really enjoy the show. It's a great show.
This will be another little old bullet that 48 car is going to have to watch closely. Casey Kane won the race here a year ago, on the pole 2 years ago, and he was actually 4th quickest in that practice.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Steve.
I got bad news for Jimmy Johnson. Russell just hung up a note, a qualifying pole note about Jimmy. It's not TV, it's Russell, our stat man.
He's been doing that a lot this year.
Puts up the notes. Trouble.
Oh my goodness.
He got by with it.
That was the best one yet.
That was out of control. Loved it.
I'll tell you, he's getting it.
Yeah, he got through the entrance of this S is good. That just carries all the way down through here. You can see it just continuing to grow right there.
And Larry, you know, when I think about Casey, I never thought about him being a road racer.
He never had a top 10 until he won last year.
He wins last year. He holds off Tony Stewart. We know how good Tony is. And this is a great run right here, boys. This could set a mark that might be a little tough to beat.
See how he gets through turn 11 here.
Smooth in there. No, smooth. Hear him catch those gears. He's got it.
Oh, he's going to be in good shape, it looks like.
Take your note
right
down,
about
Russell.
a 10th.
Oh, baby, I got it.
8/100ths of a second. He goes to the top of the chart. And there goes Jeff Gordon's sticky note.
Good job, buddy. You got him. You got him. 76-30.
Russell's going to go make a new sticky note on Casey Kane.
This was big here.
I think right here I'd have just closed my eyes. I said, I am done right here. Oh, my gosh. How's it turn with the wheels in the air?
That was fantastic.
I love that.
It just hit it just perfect.
Next up, Bobby Labonte. We will watch Bobby Labonte and check in with Mr. Hammond.
Yeah, Larry McReynolds has been giving me a hard time, Kevin. I haven't had enough interviews today, so I figured I'd come get you, and you can kind of set him and DW straight about qualifying here at Infineon, and the fact the temperature's going down, a good draw today.
Well, you saw how much grief that he got last week during all of his interviews on pit road, so I hadn't seen him on pit road today, so I would assume he got kicked off after last week, but Shell Pennzoil car's been, Chevrolet's been really good since we unloaded. This is all about hitting your marks and not making a mistake, so I got 1 right out of 3 in practice, so hopefully we're 50% by the end of the day.
And guys, the thing is, the racetrack's cooling down. It's almost 8 degrees cooler when we started.
And I even bought one of his darn old T-shirts.
Oh, about the fire suit?
Yeah. He's still cracking on me.
I got to tell you, though, Larry, it doesn't look good on you.
It's a little small. A little small.
It just doesn't look good on you. I just want you to know.
Bobby has 17 starts here. Best finish of 4th. He's done that twice.
I tell you, it's a good feeling when you get around turn 10 there with him in there and clean, the power down, catch third, second gear right here. Some guys maybe even all the way to first, and then really get it down, coming to the corner, coming to the line here. That's a good feeling when you know you made a pretty decent lap, and he has.
He did do that. 7th quickest for Bobby. You see the Adobe Road Winery on the hood of the car.
That's out here, right?
Yeah, Kevin Buckler,
yeah.
just down the road.
It's a home track for those boys.
Well, there's some nice scenery out here.
Yes, there is. But
beautiful.
That's a great lap for Bobby Labonte.
7th overall of 26 drivers. The Biff is up next. Tell you what, Darrell, in practice, he was one of those guys that made a bonsai run late, and he was top 5.
You know, Jack Roush cars traditionally are good road racing cars. I mean, you have to ask Mark Martin. Mark, you know, most of his success came driving for Roush. They've always had great road racing equipment.
Yeah, Greg actually has a couple road course wins in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. He won at Portland back in 1999 and at Watkins Glen in 2000.
There was a time, you know, back there in the probably what the late 80s and the 90s where you couldn't beat Jack Roush in 24 hours of Daytona.
Yeah, there was a period there you couldn't beat Mark Martin at Watkins Glen. He won 3 in a row.
Exactly. Whoa, this is another one that's going to be close. Golly gee.
When you can pull that off, though, you definitely pick up some speed coming down that chute.
Oh, there's a lot of grip out there. I noticed. Looked like they may have even put some sealer or something down to give it a little bit added grip. Thank goodness they need it.
Greg's on a pretty good run here as he works his way down through the S's.
Got through that little whoop-de-doo there pretty good. See what he can do here in turn 10. Got in there nice. That's good. That's good and clean. That's good clean turn 10. Picking up a little speed. Back her down a little early. Don't overdrive it. Yeah, getting a lot of tires crying in the car. That means the car's sliding a good bit, but overall, pretty nice lap.
You can see it starting to gain a little speed, so that means he got the power down good off turn 11. Great run for him.
8th overall for Greg Biffle. Coming up, Travis Kvapil, Carl Edwards, and Brad Keselowski. Casey Kane is the man to beat. Just under 2 miles around this road course, the Infineon Raceway. Travis Kvapil in the 37. 26th overall of 28 drivers to take time here. Now Carl Edwards in the 99. Let's go back to Jeff Hammond. Excuse me, Phil Parsons. Phil?
Thank you, Steve. Casey Kane, you had a 76.30. Did you leave anything out there at all?
I think I did, but I was definitely as aggressive as I could be at the time. I felt like I used up most of the racetrack. Was sideways a bit on exit. Seemed like I had a little bit of looseness on exit, but our Budweiser Ford was really good. It was fast. It's been fast all day today, and it felt good. I didn't know if it could beat Jimmy, but it felt good, and I think that should end up being a top 5 or so for sure.
Can you make it 2 in a row?
I don't know about that. There's too much goes on Sunday to make any guesses there, but I definitely know we're gonna have a good car, and we're gonna try our hardest.
All right, Casey, good job. Back up to you, Steve.
He was very aggressive, Phil. I have to say that. I mean, that's down there. Turn 4 was about as aggressive as I've seen for a while. Whoa, Carl, not good.
Yeah, when Casey said, I think I used up most of the racetrack. I was like, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of asphalt left out there.
Carl Edwards, 14th overall. He's going to head now to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the Nationwide Series race. More qualifying coming up. Brad Keselowski in the 12 car, 25th overall in his Dodge. Casey Kane still the guy to beat. And Mark Martin up next, 19 Infineon Raceway starts for Mark.
Well, Mark was 17th quickest in practice earlier.
9 top 5 starts.
Yeah, this car just looks a little free coming through those S's. See right there. I mean, he gets back in the gas pretty good. You hear those tires crying. See how he gets into here. And he gets up the hill just a little bit there. just spinning the tires, just not a real great lap.
You know, guys, the way this 5's been going here lately, they're going to have to be on top of their game because they're 12th in the points now, just 43 points to the good inside that top 12.
Mark 10th overall, and we go back to Phil.
I'm standing by with a guy that's 4th in points right now, 225 points to the good, but hey, on a bit of a roll here. 3 top 6 finishes the last 3 races.
It's been great. The ovals, especially like Charlotte, the 1.5 miles, and Michigan turned out really well for us. You know, just when you find something and it starts to roll, that's when everything's going good. And this stretch here, though, when we go to the road course, Loudon, back to Daytona for a super speedway race, up to Chicago for the 1.5 miles, you know, this really tests, I think, the strengths of the teams on how versatile they can be. So for us, it was a great run today in qualifying. I was slipping and sliding on banana peels all through practice, and it's like an oval analogy here. If you had left side tires that are always softer than the rights, it feels like they got us on right sides on all 4 right now.
All right, Kurt Busch tried to keep his roll going, Jeff Hammond.
I'm sure he did. Here's another guy who was trying to keep something going early today. Michael Waltrip, you look like a wild man out there on that racetrack early on.
Man, I had some brake problems. We had too much rear, then we had too much front. We got sorted through that, just really loose. But having fun in the Toyota Sponsor Fire car, praying for Carson. What a great program this has been for Toyota. And Carson's car was the most popular car. And we are life imitating art. We brought the car to the racetrack so Carson could have something to smile about. And I'm real proud of Toyota for letting me be a part of it.
I know we're all excited. We're praying for Carson also. Good luck today.
Tell you what, Kyle Busch, I know he was pretty quick in practice, but he's going to have his work cut out for him. This car will not do anything he wants it to do.
No, that dog on the side is kind of telling you something about this baby. It's just not getting the job done. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's all over the racetrack.
But you know, while we're watching Kyle Busch's run here, just back to what Kurt Busch said, when you look at these 6 races that's on TNT, the summer stretch 6-pack, I mean, yeah, it's coast to coast, border to border, and 6 totally different types of racetrack. When that 6 races is over, you start to see more so who the pretenders and who the contenders are.
Kyle Busch just 22nd overall. He won here in 2008, won both road courses events in 2008.
22nd quick there. That's I don't think that's going to make them very happy.
Yeah, he won every road course race I think he had entered that year. He even won one of the Nationwide Series road course races.
We talked about Kurt Busch being hot. Nobody's hotter than Denny Hamlin right now. What, 3 of the last 5 races?
Going to give that O'Neill a workout this weekend. Good thing good thing he had a few weeks to get ready for this this road racing event, because it'll test it a little bit this weekend.
He was 16th quickest in practice earlier with this 11 car, and he actually won a Nationwide Series road course race at Mexico City back in 2006.
Little air right there, DW.
Yeah, which is kind of an odd place to actually get them. Here, you're going to get a lot of air.
Tail kicked out just a little bit with him there.
Kind of got that way wide entry there. Trying to stay off that curve where most of the guys have been fast. They've just gone right over the top of it. But I think it's what he's trying to do is set himself up for a nice line out through the S's here.
He's hugging the left.
Right now, the fastest Joe Gibbs car is Joey Logano in the 20 car, who is 16th.
Hey, this car maybe looks like a car that was more geared for the fast part of the track coming down through those S's, because he actually gained some time through the S's around turn 10 and then 11 here. So he gained a little bit of time there.
Denny Hamlin in the 11 car, 11th overall, and Jeff Hammond can answer the question, what did Boris say?
Well, you know what Boris said. Hey, I'm a Doberman with a pin pulled out of a grenade right there in my mouth, right there ready to go. Boris, always good to see you here. A lot of guys and a lot of people are wondering right now, what are you going to be able to kind of show us this afternoon? You got a late draw. It should, be really beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, the California Air National Guard car has been fast all day, the Ford Fusion. But, unfortunately, in our position, not being in the top 35, we can't really go for the pole. We just got to get a nice 80% lap in and try to put it in the show. As much as I want to go for it, I can't. We just want to get through qualifying. It's a mental nightmare every time. You got to be a go or go homer. And tomorrow we'll work real hard on our car for the race if we make it today.
That supports what we were talking about at the top of the show, that it's such a fine line between underdriving and overdriving here. And either one, if you're one of those go-homers, will get you in trouble.
I'm just not sure about that explanation about Boris. So, I mean, something about pulling a pin. And
a Doberman?
No, Boris said that at Watkins Glen years ago. We were doing nationwide qualifying. He said he's spectacular. He's like a Doberman with a grenade in his mouth.
Nothing about a pin.
Didn't have anything to do with it.
That's implied. You pull the pin on
Pull the pin?
Jeff just sort of embellished.
I got you.
Robbie Gordon in the 7 car had some brake issues in the beginning of that practice earlier today. Swept the road course races back in 2003, won here and Watkins Glen.
Qualified second here in 2007.
What Robbie needs here on Sunday, and he can do it, is just a good solid run, because right now he's just inside the top 35. A good top 15 run here would put you well up in there, and I think put you more than safe.
He's going to buy himself a little insurance.
Yeah, he needs to get a strategy for the race and stick to it, because it seems like that's what's bitten him mostly out here, is he'll change his strategy during the race and it ends up biting him.
For the first time, Barrett Jackson, the world's greatest collector car auctions on speed, comes to Orange County. Hundreds of restored and rare cars will be auctioned off to the highest bidders. Catch 3 days of live coverage with expert commentary. Barrett Jackson, Orange County kicks off next Friday at 5 Eastern, exclusively on Speed.
DW, I think Gil Martin, this 29 team, they have maxed out the amount of camber you can put in those front tires.
I think that if you can see that left front is, I mean, absolutely looks like something's broken. But really, Larry, we used to straighten the tires up for qualifying. That way you had more rubber on the track. The tires are brand new. And when you get to a corner and you apply the brakes, you're not riding on the edge of the tire. The whole tire would sit down, the car would stop much straighter, and it didn't seem to hurt the performance around the racetrack.
But then when you change the camber back for the race?
For the race, so yeah. That way, you know, for the race, you wanted it to cut, and your pace was different. A lot of things were different.
And then adjusting the camber to turn left will almost hurt you to the right, so you try to find that balance there, and as the car travels down, it gains a whole lot more negative camber. Tire really goes in at the top.
Sounds like NASCAR performance to me.
Yes, sir. 2 airings this week.
I'll record them both.
Saturday night and Sunday morning. It's going to be a good lap for Kevin if he can get through 10 and 11. He was 5th quickest in practice earlier.
God, those tires. Man, he sailed around there, I can tell you. See what he can do right here and keep that back end up under him. I tell you, that's a nice
Went through
corner.
there pretty good.
It's a nice corner.
Not going to be a pole run, but he's going to be right near the front when this thing's said and done.
Pretty good job right there.
Wow,
boys.
fourth overall for Kevin Harvick.
Nice job. The Harv.
Yeah, he only has 2 top 10 finishes here in 9 starts. Richard Childers Racing.
Well, the top 35, the drivers who are locked in have all gone. David Reagan did not finish his lap, but of course he is locked in. And now, Darrell, the drivers who have that pressure, 46 drivers here for 43 spots, the number to the left where they were overall in practice.
Yeah, you know, and if you mess up, and if these guys here mess up, they just put the ramps down on the truck and drive it right on in the trailer.
That's a long way home, Larry Mack.
Yes, it is. I could not imagine. This is a brand new car for Max Pappas. They actually tested it at VIR and they wrecked it, but they repaired it to bring it back out here. He had a good run here a year ago, actually finished 12th.
He did. Talking about drivers who have that pressure, Jeff Hammond standing by with Brandon Ash.
Yes, Steve. Brandon, we're talking about the pressures of having to qualify for this race. You're going to be going out dead last. You're going to know what you have to do, but in practice, you were quick enough to get in the field. Can you back it up?
Well, I sure think we can. You know, the car's been this is the best car I've ever had here. It is nerve-wracking. My stomach's in knots pretty much all day, or even last week, for that matter. So we're going to give her hell, and I think we got enough to get in the show.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
Larry, this lap started going south down to turn 4. When he got across there, he didn't get across the curbing very well, lost a lot of time there, and almost missed 7, went way wide. See if he can pick it back up a little bit here on this end of the speedway.
Darrell, we talked to Pocono about how if you don't get through turn 3, it kills your whole next lap. Is that like here at Infineon? Can you make up time that you've lost?
I really think to set up and get through the S's with any kind of speed. It's how you get around turn 7 down there.
And just a reminder, road course qualifying, 1 lap and 1 lap only. If you mess up, you don't get to try it again.
Oh, great. Even more pressure.
Thanks, crew chief.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. Max Pappas, 26th overall. Stay with us. 36-year-old Jan Magnussen, a native of Denmark. A little slower than Max Pappas, 29th overall. But again, the number, he is slower than Pappas. That's the number to pay attention to. Sprint brings you the absolute up-to-date information on the Now Network, the HTC Evo 4G. I got a little demo run of those. That's a nice unit, that HTC Evo 4G.
That G stands for what?
Generation.
Oh.
Generation.
Thank you.
Glad you asked.
Looks like the 9 cars already went through post-qualifying inspection. They'll have to wait out for about another 8 cars. J.J. Yaley was just borderline in practice, 9th quickest in this 46 car. He has made every race he has attempted to qualify this car.
She's a little shaky getting off of the corner there.
And I think that time's going to be a little shaky. Minute 17.98, the slowest of the go home.
Yep, slowest of the 3. Well, coming up, we're going to see Joe Nemechek, Michael Waltrip, and Dave Blaney.
Joe has only missed 1 show this year. He was 5th quickest of the go homers in practice earlier.
He only missed 1 show, but he missed that corner.
Joe made this race last year, but we mentioned Scott Speed crashed in his qualifying attempt, and they worked out a deal where Scott drove this 87 car.
You know the thing about Joe, I don't think he's one of those kind of guys that goes out there and says, okay, I got to be careful. I think he goes out there just like he's done his whole career. I'm going to set this thing on the pole. And that's his mindset.
You know, Joe drove for Rick Hendrick, and it's nice to see HendrickCars.com on quarter panels and hood of this race car.
It's a great website if you're looking for a car. I tell you that. They got about 1,000 cars on there.
The little green slash now, that represents Max Pappas. If you can get to the left of that, you can lock yourself in. If you don't, that means Max Pappas will lock into this show.
Oop, 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 oop. Easy, Joe.
The headline news
Just not got a lot of front grip in this car, looks like. It wants to slide to front.
Right now, he's right back there where J.J. Yaley is in that 46 car. J.J. is 33rd. He actually got through there pretty good. I don't know if he's going to beat Pappas, but it's going to be a good enough lap probably eventually to get him in the show.
Got close. Yeah, he did. Beat him.
Did lock him in. Joe Nemechek is locked in. The way he got through the middle of 11 and off, it carried all the way down to the start-finish line.
Yes, sir.
And Larry Darrell, look at the time. Locks himself in by 1/100th.
Oh, my.
Wow.
77.563, 77.548. I want to talk about this paint scheme a little bit because Michael Waltrip was talking about that. Part of the Sponsify Your Ride contest that Toyota put up. Well, Faye Nape of Danbury, Texas was the grand prize winner. This artwork honors Nape's 1-year-old grandson, Carson, who was born with neuroendocrine cell hyperplasia in infancy, which is a rare lung disease.
And what Faye did, this paint scheme, it features highlights of the outdoor where Faye hopes her grandson can play one day without having to wear that oxygen tank that has to be with him pretty much 24/7.
They came over to our shop there when we were in Charlotte.
The family did.
The family did. And the sweetest people in the world. And little Carson is he's just a real, whoa, Mikey.
Hang on, buddy.
Whoa, Mikey, whoa. That didn't work out so hot.
No, that's going to kill him all the way down through here. And now he's trying to make up the difference, and it won't work out.
Oh, he's all over the place now. But he said he had a brake problem, and apparently they didn't get it fixed. And I'll tell you, he better be careful down here on this end of the racetrack.
And Larry, in practice, that was exactly where he had that problem.
Especially down through the chute, down into turn 7. But, you know, back to this paint scheme, in this Toyota Sponsor Fire Your Ride contest, over 77,500 designs and over 1 million votes were cast.
Oh, it blew them away. They had no idea that this contest was going to be as popular as it has been.
What I'm afraid, though, we might not see this paint scheme on this car on Sunday because his lap is just terrible.
Yeah, the brakes are locking up, and that really just messed up his whole lap.
So Max Pappas now locked in. Michael, the slowest of the 5 go or go home drivers. Coming up, Dave Blaney, P.J. Jones, and Boris Said. And can Casey Kane hang on to the pole? Good news for Jan Magnussen. He is locked into the race. Dave Blaney, 78.24. He is 36th overall. And Blaney is 5th of the 6 go or go home drivers.
Yeah, so right now, those 2 Prism Motorsports cars, they are the 2 slowest of the go or go homers. You know, Blaney may have a shot at this thing. I'm just not sure about Michael in that 55 car.
Boy, PJ is, this is the Robbie Gordon car here, back a second Robbie Gordon car. PJ Jones does a great job on a road course. Gave her a pretty good, he gave her a ride down into turn 4 and was able to make it. Let's see how he gets up through the S's here. So far, so good.
And all he needs to do is stay to the left of that green stripe right there, because what that represents is J.J. Yaley in that 46 car.
PJ has 6 Infineon starts.
Really got through turn 10 good.
You really kind of dirt track it through there. You get the back end hung out just a little bit, wide open into power. Power slided through that corner. This is going to be all right.
Just going to be right there. Whoa. I don't know if it's going to do it just yet.
What happened there? Thought he had a good run off that corner.
Yeah, he's locked in. He is locked in. It's so tight right there. That's the reason that tracker jumps around so much.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of 8.8s in there. I see an 8.6, an 8.8, an 8.8. Gotta watch the old tracker. Sometime it'll trick you. Trick me at Charlotte. I know that with Ryan Newman.
A lot depended on what line you were running.
Ooh. Here's our Doberman with a grenade in his mouth. And
nothing about a pin.
If you're Jeff Hammond, there's a pin in there.
That was an interesting approach to turn 11, come to take the green.
That was just a kind of a lazy little slide into that corner. Like, maybe he was just letting it do that to get some heat in the tires. We'll see.
But remember, Jeff Hammond did talk to him, and Boris said, you know I probably can run faster than I'll probably qualify, but I've got to get this car in the show.
Well, I don't think there's any question about the fact that we know Boris can get the job done. He's got a pretty decent automobile here. He should be able to get in the race all right.
David Strimmy will be back in this car next week at Loudon. Boris is running here as well as Watkins Glen in August.
So he also might run Daytona.
You know what? Those boys did mention that that was a possibility. He ran the first 4 races of the year with this group. Little off just at the top of the S's there. If he can just get through here, not overdrive 10 or 11, he's going to be in great shape.
Boris is another one of those road racers, understands how you straighten these S's out to make max time, and I think he's doing a pretty good job of that. Just don't lose her here, Boris. He's looking pretty good.
Sat on the pole here in 2003.
Pretty much catch it right there with the throttle. When it starts to step out, nail it.
You know what I remember about his pole run? Dick Bergen putting on a Said head wig.
He did do that, didn't he? Boris is going to be in great shape. In fact, I think he'll by far be the fastest of the go-or-go homers in this 26 car.
Yep, nice job.
17th quickest. That will lock him in.
Our final drivers to qualify: David Gilliland, Brian Semo, and Brandon Ash. Casey Kane hanging on to the pole. Stay with us. Speed's presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying from Infineon Raceway is presented by Subway Restaurants. So many $5 footlong subs to choose from. Enjoy amazing value at Subway all day, every day. And brought to you in part by Dish Network. Why would you ever pay more for TV? David Gilliland will be the 44th driver to take time. Boris Said, Joe Nemechek, Max Pappas, Jan Magnussen, and P.J. Jones are all locked in.
Not a bad little road racer right here now. I think when a year ago or 2 years ago he finished second.
You're right. Yeah, it's actually been a couple of 3 years ago.
Raced out here, his dad, Butch Gilliland.
Oh, yeah.
In the Winston, what was the old Winston West series?
Well, Riverside, California.
That's where he grew up.
Yeah, that was home for David and his family. David and Boris said both. They just came off qualifying for the NASCAR Pro K&N West Series, and both of them qualified well up in the top 10.
He lost a good bit of time there at 9, Larry. He had to get out of the gas. The thing did a little dive on him when it went down in there, but I think he might be able to salvage enough to get in the race here without a problem.
Yeah, he qualified 5th for that race tomorrow, but he's going to be in great shape in his 38 car.
Yep, good lap. 26th overall, second of the go-or-go-home drivers, and unfortunately that bumps Michael Waltrip out of the race.
Boris said qualified on the outside of the front row for that race tomorrow.
So Brian Semo, Brandon Ash, and that will be it.
Brian he was kind of right in the middle of the go-or-go-homers in practice earlier. He was going to qualify for this race a year ago driving his 36 car, and the engine blew up going into turn 10. But Brian really has not been doing a lot of racing lately. I talked to him earlier and driving the car here, possibly at Watkins Glen for Tommy Baldwin.
And Larry, again, I just want to point, I don't think you can really appreciate at home the elevation changes in this racetrack. As you come into the second turn there, that's an uphill climb. Right there where you just went down into 3 down there, that's downhill. Now you're really, really seriously downhill here, and that's why you have so much runoff room here, because you're carrying a ton of speed. Now you're pretty level here, not much elevation change. Got to get across here. You really ought to get up on that curve. It seemed like that was a hot tip for cutting this corner short. And then now from here all the way down here to turn 9, you're going downhill again and picking up speed, a lot more speed than you really feel like you are because of that very fact. You're headed down. You can see him go down the hill right there.
Don't feel good about this lap so far. The little green stripe right now represents J.J. Yaley in that 46 car.
Going to have to pick up a bunch of time right off the exit here. Could be pretty hard to do. Did get the power down nice. He's getting out of there good, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, Darrell, the lowest point is down here in turn 11. The highest point is up there about turn 3 and 4.
Yeah.
It's about 150 feet difference in elevation.
So Brian Semo will not start Sunday's race.
So it's all up to our little buddy here, Brandon Ash. They've been trying to make races with this car a lot. I think this is supposed to be like his best car he's had in a long time, with the best shot at maybe making this race.
Yeah, they were at Phoenix earlier in the year, did not qualify, but he did qualify for this race here 1 year ago. Talked to his dad, Ed Ash, down in the garage area earlier this morning.
Anxious moments for Dave Blaney.
Now Brandon ran a minute 18:30 in practice. He needs to run just a little over a half a tenth quicker than that, because Dave Blaney is a minute 18:24 with his lap. And that's what this right here represents. That right there is Dave Blaney.
So for it's a clean lap, he just needs to be a little more aggressive. I think he's not attacking the course right now for someone that's got to get in this race. Way late there in a late entry, but he cut that curve pretty good. Let's see if it helps him get down through here. He's picking up a little time.
Yeah, he may be actually guilty of underdriving some of the corners.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like, particularly the tight part of the course over there. Gave up a lot of speed. See if he can pick up any down here. I mean, you can gain a bunch right down through here. Get back in the gas hard. He's back in it. I don't think it's going to be enough, though.
He's going to really have to get off turn 11 good, and I just don't see it happening right here.
He's got too much to make up there. He's not going to make it. I think he could have been a little more aggressive in the tighter part of the course up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and over the 7.
Good news for Dave Blaney. He is in. Brandon Ash not fast enough. So Brandon Ash, Brian Semo, and Michael Waltrip, the 3 drivers who will not make this field.
Well, since Dave Blaney's in, that could be good news for our sponsor fire paint scheme.
I got a feeling on where that sponsor fire outfit's going to end up.
Second career pole for Kasey Kane here at Infineon. His 17th career pole overall, and he's standing by with Jeff Hammond.
Well, Kasey, you won here a year ago. You came away from this race. Everybody talking about how fast you were at the last part of the race, but you finished it up today by showing them, hey, this was not a fluke.
Yeah, we've had a pole here before. Now we have another one, and this whole Budweiser team did a really nice job today. Showed up with a great car. We made a few adjustments and felt really good. We hadn't had a pole in a long time, so you know, these guys did a nice job, and our Ford engine ran great again, and we're doing some good things now, so it's good. I'm excited for Sunday. We just need to figure out how to be patient and aggressive at the same time, and stay out of trouble, stay on course.
I was talking to Kenny Francis, your crew chief, a little earlier, and he said, you know, we've really had a pretty good year. We just had to eliminate the stupid things. You've been doing that as of late. Last week in Michigan, again, you won here a year ago, so it looks like you're on track.
Yeah, I think we are. The pit crew guys did a great job last week. I didn't make any mistakes. We had great adjustments, no part failures. I mean, it was just a solid weekend, and that's the kind of stuff that we've done in the past, and we did again last week, and we need to keep doing the rest of this year, and hopefully Sunday we'll do the same thing.
Well, when you think about this racetrack, a lot of people are complaining about it. It's slick, it's got no grip. How do you find it, and what do you got to do to get your car where you can win again?
Well, it's definitely slick, and it'll be slick on Sunday. It'll be slick tomorrow in practice, and we just have to get a solid balance. Forward drive's a big part of this race, especially come Sunday on long runs. A lot of things happen, strategy and things on these types of courses. So hopefully we can figure out how to do it tomorrow and have a strong car for Sunday.
Maybe you guys can help him up in the booth come up with some strategy.
It's I'm telling you, that's the way you win this race. You know, stay on the racetrack and no mechanical failures, and just stick to your game plan as far as strategy. You can come out of here in good shape.
So Ash Semo and Michael Waltrip failed to qualify for the Toyota Save Mart 350 here at the Infineon Raceway. We'll take a break, come back, and look at the starting grid for Sunday's race. Kasey Kane, the pole sitter here in the Sonoma Valley for the Toyota Save Mart 350. Boys, let's take a look at the starting lineup.
The hills are alive, and they're going to come alive Sunday, I can guarantee you.
Got Kevin Harvick there on row 2, our points leader. Marcos Ambrose, the fastest from practice earlier in row 3. Good run for Bobby Labonte, row 4.
Got all of our road racers up there. Jeff Gordon, Marcos, Tony Stewart. That's a strong top 10.
Denny Hamlin, winner of 3 of the last 5 events coming into this race.
Now you're getting back into the area where you got to start thinking about how are we going to get track position. What are we going to do? Because on the road course, you really got to be careful monkeying around with track position.
Saw the fastest of the go homers there, Boris Said, in the 17th position, and at 26 car, Kyle Busch all the way back on row 14.
Big surprise there, but Joe Nemechek, nice job on his part to get qualified well. Matt Kenseth's way back.
Jan Magnussen makes his debut, as does Matthias Ekstrom, driving the 83 car for Brian Vickers. That car sat on the pole here a year ago.
Yeah, J.J. Yaley gets in there in that 46 car again, and Dave Blaney just squeaks in there at the end in that 66 car. David Reagan probably will be going to a backup car. The only really mishap we had, honestly, all day long.
Well, you know what? In about 45 seconds from now, we're going to be not on that Ferris wheel, but back down underneath that little speed hoop-de-doo.
For trackside, do we have the right shirts on for that?
I don't know.
Let's just wear these. What do you say?
All right, I'm with you.
We don't have a lot of time to change.
No, no time at all.
You said it earlier, Steve. It's beautiful scenery out here. This is just a beautiful part of California, out here in wine country. Great place for a race. Great place for a racetrack.
Never have to worry about the weather here. Just keep digging.
Well, coming up next on trackside, Robbie Gordon will join us, as well as Marcus Ambrose and former San Francisco 49er Roger Craig.
Let's go stomp some grapes.
I'm with you.